Whether you say soda or you say pop, these carbonated cakes, they might just make your heart stop. I'm Morgan. We're in the DI Hub today. I'm joined with fellow friend and food flash aficionado, Wyatt. Piers. And my better friend behind the camera, Sophia, who's helped me stop today. Just threw it all out of focus. No, I'm kidding.
Coworker.
Today we're testing the internet hack that you can replace all of the liquid components of a box cake recipe with a can of soda. There were about 12 different combinations that I saw online that I'll probably flash up on the screen right now. Food flash up on the screen right now, if you will. We're just trying 4 of those today. Wyatt, what is your prediction for out of those 4? What do you think is going to taste the best?
Taste the best?
Yeah, taste the best.
I'm a big Mr. Pibb fan, and I'm kind of confident. I'm also a big Devil fan.
Okay.
So I'm confident in the Mr. Pibb and the Devil's Cake mix.
I have pretty high expectations for the Coca-Cola and chocolate cake mix, simply due to the fact that those are 2 pretty basic flavors, and they're both very sweet. I don't think it's going to be extraordinary, but I think it's going to actually taste the most normal out of the 4. I did notice neither of us are really bringing up the Barq's and spice cake at all. What do we think about that?
I'm scared.
Sophia's scared of that one.
Sophia's scared, which is weird because I didn't know she was here.
I didn't know she could feel fear. And what do we think about this concept in general? Do we think a carbonated soda is really going to be a good replacement for eggs and oil? No. Do we think it's going to end up being like dry, too wet, too dense, too light? What do we think it's going to do to this cake?
Well, I was talking about it earlier, but I mentioned like I feel like air bubbles would be a huge issue with this. What's the syrup consistency of like a carbonated drink compared to like if you were to just mix in like water or something?
That's a good question.
How would that impact it?
I have no idea. Soda's going to have a much higher sugar content than eggs and oil. And also we're going to be losing a lot of fat that you would typically have in like a vegetable oil if you're putting it in
And I need that.
I don't.
So this video is for everybody.
Now, I also did a little bit of digging into where this concept comes from. And while I obviously can't pinpoint with 100% certainty where it originates from, the oldest post I have dates back to July of 2014, so over a decade ago, from a YouTube channel called Mind Over Munch.
That's a good food name.
In that video, it was just like a carbonated water. And then like a month later, HuffPost picked up that video and was like, we saw this and we made like 4 different combinations that use actual soda.
Yeah.
But that was just a month later in 2014. Then the actual infographic we're using today is much more recent, was in 2021 by the popular recipe website, All Recipes. We're gonna taste all 4 and let you know if you should try any of these.
And I think we're gonna change the game this time around.
Pretty sure it's at 12 ounces, which is 1 can, but the rest of these are not 12 ounces. Yeah, I was looking up Insane in the Membrane recently by Cypress Hill, because I was like, who made that song? Insane in the Membrane, what? I did watch one person do this online, and they were surprisingly not super gentle with mixing in the carbonated beverage. I would have thought preserving the bubbles would have been important. I mean, that is just a great smell. Feels very wrong to be doing this. It does look a little bit like a science experiment. There we go. Yeah, that was it. You say there we go enough, it will eventually work. I would say mostly looking like normal cake mix. I'm mostly smelling chocolate cake mix, but I'm getting a little hint of Pibb. Hot dang, if they don't look very... Actually, now that I'm looking at it, they almost look like color swapped a little bit. The Devil's food is darker on the inside. The chocolate has darker frosting. We're not using any frosting though. That's looking pretty good. I am going to start getting these pans ready, greasing them up a little bit. I keep shocking myself on every aluminum surface in this kitchen. And there are a lot of aluminum surfaces in this kitchen. That looks normal.
Yeah.
That looks normal.
I wouldn't believe you if you told me that there's soda in there.
That's nice. We could sell that to like Getty Images, like as like, you know, B-roll footage. You know, this has taken more forearm strength than I would like to admit. You know, I need to hit forearms at the gym more is what I'm realizing. This is a cavernous dish. Do people describe dishes like that, cavernous?
They can now.
One, not done, but certainly some progress made. Oh, it's because we were making Devil's food. He's been known to interfere with camera equipment. Here.
That's not a good joke.
That wasn't a good joke? When did we start letting camera people talk? I don't... Because I can't remember. It almost has a little bit of ground beef-esque visuals to it.
I'm just gonna cut a little like corner out. This is not holding together well. Oh my God, I can't. Kind of a bit of a bowl. Okay.
All right, up first, we're gonna try the allspice and Barq's mixture. It was super crumbly. I don't know how much we got on camera when you were cutting it, but
Did not hold together
crumbled
well.
into pieces.
Let me preface this with not a big fan of just like the spice flavoring.
Fair.
Same thing with like kind of a cinnamon like flavor.
It's a very cinnamony cake
It's
in
just
general.
not the same kind of flavor to me.
Yeah.
Aside from that, not bad.
I can't really taste the Barq's that much, I would say. And the
No.
consistency, it's definitely not as dense as you would want a cake to be. But other than that, I don't really think I would complain about this. I think this early in, I'm gonna go with the particular cake mix of this one being overpowering with the amount of like cinnamon and nutmeg that's present in it is just overpowering the Barq's. I have hope that throughout one of the next three, we will get some kind of hint of soda. This one does look a bit more moist on the inside, I would say.
The outer top of it still is like a lot thicker.
No, we got a pretty strong mantle here.
It's thicker than an average cake, it feels like to me. Something's off. I can't taste it. There's no immediately indistinguishable flavor, but something is wrong.
I don't taste Coca-Cola.
I don't taste chocolate. Like the penny aftertaste of Coca-Cola and like nothing else.
I think this cake is more sorely missing the fat content. And I think that's why we're having a weird kind of lack of chocolate flavor, because I feel like the fat is so important to get almost like a fudgy taste to it.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I was right. The chocolate cake did require more oil in it.
Kind of like a brownies.
Oh.
Just not.
So we're gonna go with fat for this one after a ruling from our third judge.
Okay,
This is interesting.
it looks very much like there were a ton of air bubbles
Yeah,
like, inside of it. Well,
It does. I don't know about that one. It tastes like they were trying to make a healthy cake. I will say, still, once again, I'm not like heaving over it. I've ate a lot worse. The Pringles mashed potatoes were a lot worse than this
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
100%. None of these have been as bad as that.
I didn't taste any of the cereal chicken. How do these feel compared to the cereal chickens, like the Fruity Pebbles one? Let's
The
say.
cereal chicken, it's not that heavy of a contrast.
Okay.
I'd say the biggest thing with these thus far is that it feels like these are canceling each other out.
Yeah.
These I feel like are just making like all together like a bad concoction. Things like the Fruity Pebbles chicken was just like two flavors that are never intended to ever be together, and they could not have tasted more differently, and it made it taste like the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth.
Yeah.
I think in terms of just like overall consistency and everything, it would be my first place.
That's fair.
Now.
We'll put it in first. This one, once again, I feel like this one has a good consistency on it.
This one looks to have the least amount of air bubbles to me.
Hib Extra with Devil's Food Cake.
You know, for a second there, I could taste the Mr. Pibb.
Just the slightest hint of cherry flavor, I feel like, from the, what is it, spiced cherry? Is that what it's called on the can?
Spicy chicken.
Spicy cherry.
Spicy cherry sauce.
Way worse than spiced. I don't like that they say spicy. This once again feels like still a bad brownie, I think is the kind of vibe I'm getting, but better than this
Better.
for sure. Yeah.
It is unfortunately dull.
Yeah.
Still the best consistency.
It feels more like a fudgy brownie in consistency too.
Yeah.
It's denser, it's a little bit thicker,
you know
it's a little
what?
bit more moisture in there.
Kind of makes it a bit more disappointing. It's so close to almost being good, but it's just kind of like, well, that's just bad.
Final ranking for these. Dead last. Coca-Cola and chocolate cake mix. Don't do it. Third place, we got Pib and Devil's Food Cake. Second place, we have Spice Cake and Barq's Root Beer. In first place, I'll be darned, we got Dr. Pepper and Red Velvet Cake.
Did I call it?
You called it.
On to the next segment.